right? So of the 90s, and at least the 90s, and then into the new millennium, those suicides you saw in government were really murders. They were spycraft murders. Now, it could be a physical murder. It could be a psychological murder where you just get a suicide. But a suicide is actually a physical murder when it's at that level. They're using science that they know. There's also the other one, the third party murder. Make people hate your victim so much. Right. So what they generally get to do, what they do is the cops have murdered. Okay, it just you know that as cops, you know you can't say anything, but you know. Right. So outside of psychology, I mean it involves psychology, but then the cop shoots the person under the guise of something. Right. Could be suicide by cop. Could be just can't control themselves because the psychology had its effect. Maybe they were surreptitiously drugged. Right. But there's a cop that knows to kill the person. So people that I worked with were telling them, again, they told on themselves, essentially. Now, cops knew the system existed. They can't say anything. Right? Because then somebody will try to kill them. But what I say has credibility in a lot of circles because they told them to kill me. They said, you get a chance, you kill him. That's who Marshall Hughes is. That's who Rick Henry is. This is the kind of thing to go around saying and feel empowered to say it. And there's tons of others. And now they're working in Walmart. They're working in Visa. They're working in Facebook, X. You don't get a job without being part of it. You can take over the United States as president. You can have every branch of government in the United States and 50 corporations, and you still can't get the right people into work. That's how bad it is. Because the foreign governments set these people up years ago. Agreed. To me, it had to be like a Russian that was running it. Because it was that ruthless when they killed Luna. I was lucky to make it out alive. Right. And the fact that I walked off and, I mean, they're the operate as far as a CIA operation with its intentions, its quote unquote legal intentions of illegal proportions. Again, what they would believe was legal for them to do, it worked. Didn't have a thought of ever going back. Right. Didn't want anything to do with it. Right. And until I realized that liberals were just as corrupt, didn't want anything to do with, Republican Party then. It was like, liberals were the same thing. Right. For sale. It's that simple. So the key to them is give all the foreign spy organizations have tons of money. KGB, all those billionaires, they're KGB. Putin said it himself. He told on him and his people. Once KGB, always KGB. So I don't care if they say that Putin's a big piece of shit. They're still KGB. They're undercover now. Right. They were under that one of the covers they use. The Faces of Prigozhin is a good example. There you go, Larry. So they got tons of money, and that's how they do it. So you have to be careful who you take money from. Again, Golden Visa is a good example. I mean, they're looking at their chops. They want to kill me right now for just putting that out there because that was their goal. Give all their pieces of shit money, and they go, here, let me in. Then they go to Naples, get a place down in Naples, and tell Naples, here's $1 million. Don't let him have any money. In fact, try to arrest him. Here's another $1 million. Oh, it's a naturalized U.S. citizen. In fact, he has 3 defense contracts. You see? Right. So you don't want to empower that system. That's still out there. The majority of your wealthy foreigners who are touching on anything like that are actually working for foreign spies and are given money by foreign spies. And then they bring the American in, and the foreign spy gives the American money. They get free government contracts. They get a place in Naples. See? Five Eyes makes sense, but it doesn't make sense when the government employees are running a private spy organization. The psychic key is they called it the company. They don't work for us. They work for the company. Right. So if I have Five Eyes, I'm gonna go overseas, meet with Five Eye Boo Boo Boo. They go over and they meet with Spy Boo Boo Boo. They exchange who they want to kill. No, they're not bashful. You take care of this person in my country, I take care of this person in your country. We'll knock them off. We'll check them out. Are they here checking me out again? The way they checked out Luna? They 86'd him. They checked him out for good. They tell them themselves. So Jim Spicer was passed false information. They'll say investigative purpose, but no, assassinative purpose. So he says to me, I'm still asleep. He says to me, Larry, don't worry, they're just here to check you out. I'm like, okay. Because to me, it looked like they were trying to kill me. And they had killed Luna. I think at that point. Maybe it's right before that. So I wake up, and that gung, 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 gung. Larry, don't worry, they're here to check you out. They're here to 86 you. Go back through your mind now. How many of them told you that and somebody ended up dead? 100%. That's murder. That's treason. That's espionage. Why would they do it? That's a death penalty. Yes, why would they do that? That's a big issue. Why would we do that? Oh, our regulations don't allow us to do this. And by the way, here's $1 million. Oh, right, your regulations don't allow you to do that. Thanks. See you next time. They did Nixon. There's nothing wrong with Nixon. They did him because he was checking and balancing the government employees. That's why they did him. Deep state is a treasonous piece of shit. The darkest day of FBI history. Work for foreign powers to take out our president. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.